Yo, happy Thursday. It's Mr. Vieta with the Thursday Wolf Den message. Let's get started. Big shout out to all the scholars in Mrs. Lopez's class who are actively engaging in collaborative conversations. What? That sounds like scholarly work right there. That's what we love to highlight here on the Wolf Den message. Congratulations to you scholars in Miss Lopez's class. I see you working in groups, writing letters to the mayor. Get on with your bad selves. Also, today's quote is from Coretta Scott King. She says, "Hate is too great a burden to bear. It injures the hater more than it injures the hated." Think about that. Here's the would you rather for today. Would you rather say the morning announcements over the loudspeaker or make Mr. Vieta's Wolf Den message? I'm so curious. Let me know when you see me out on the quad, in the hallways, whatever. I want to know. These are the topics we're covering today. We got Women's History Month highlight, the Anime Club, 8th grade reminders, Howl community reminder, Wolf Grub, dad joke, thumbnail of the week, and then a video about productive struggle, and also a message about the yearbook. Well, today's the last day of March, and it's the final day of Women's History Month. So I want you to watch this short video. Our Women's History Month highlight this week is about Michelle Obama. Hey, check this video out.
For those of you who may not know much about my background, I grew up in a working class neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. We lived in a really small apartment. I often woke up at 4 in the morning when the house was finally quiet, just so that I could concentrate and finish my schoolwork. My parents told me every day I could do anything. I could grow up to be a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, whatever, but only if I worked as hard as I could to succeed in school. I did everything in my power to be a good student. I dreamed of one day going to one of the best universities in America. But despite my efforts, there were still people in my life who told me that I was setting my sights too high, that a girl like me couldn't get into an elite university. And after a while, I started to wonder, well, maybe I was dreaming too big. And the fact that I was a girl and that I was black, well, that certainly didn't help things either. You know what it's like when a family struggles to make ends meet. And the world needs more girls like you growing up to lead our parliaments and our boardrooms and our courtrooms and our universities. We need you. And that starts with making sure that every girl on this planet has the kinds of opportunities you all have to get the education and to succeed. As you've heard, right now, there are more than 62 million girls around the world who are not in school. Girls whose families don't think they're worthy of an education or they can't afford it. Girls like Malala Yousafzai, who are assaulted, kidnapped, or killed just for trying to learn. One of these girls could have the potential to cure cancer or start a business that transforms an industry or become the next president or prime minister who inspires her country. I see women who are going to win elections and science competitions and arts awards. I see leaders who will inspire folks not just here in Tower Hamlets, but all across the country and all around the world. That's what I see. Because I know what's inside of girls like you and like me. I know how hard we'll fight for our families, how deeply we care about our communities, how much of a difference we can make for those around us. And I've seen it again and again and again, that what our parents told us really is true. That if we get our education, we can do anything. We can lift up ourselves to heights we could never imagine. We can pay forward all of the love and support that our families have poured into us. And we can truly be, as Dr. Ogden says, builders of a new day. That is your work. That's my hope for you.
Anime Club Fridays tomorrow. It meets in room 26 at 7:45 a.m. And this week we present an episode of Girls in Panzer. This series introduces us to a unique after-school activity, tankery. Cute girls shoot at each other from restored World War II tanks. What could be better? I don't know. Check it out. Eighth graders, this message is for you. Sixth and seventh graders, stop listening for a few seconds. Stop listening for a few seconds. Okay, eighth graders, ready? Here we go. So we have 2 more visits from high school. So Renaissance is coming on the 5th at 9, and then Polly's coming on the 6th at 9 a.m. Be ready to hear your name get called so that you can go down to the auditorium and get your programming done.
Yo, Wolf fam. So let's talk a little bit about the Howl Community Celebration. So this is something that we've noticed here at Washington, that as a community who howls, these are the things we want to celebrate. You all did a really good job with the rainy day on Monday. The transitions were smooth. Everyone was where they were supposed to be. You continue to do a great job wearing your uniforms and keeping them on. And then also seeing a lot of passes in the hallway. And then also, we've been hearing from a lot of you. You're sharing stuff on social media that is concerning to you. And so we're making sure that we're addressing those as best as we can. So we thank you for that. Keep it up. These are the reminders that we wanted to address with you. So remember that as a community who howls, that means that we are humanitarians who overcome through wisdom and leadership. We care for our campus. So the litter that we are putting on the ground actually needs to go in trash cans. It makes an impact on our family, our school community. When we put litter on the floor, whether it's indoors or outdoors, we are inviting rats and infestation to come onto our campus. Put that stuff in the trash can where it belongs. Also, we care for one another. That's something that we do. So please make sure that do not be pulling people's masks off their face. Also, after school, if you're leaving school, go straight home. Don't stick around. No rough housing. And then finally, those images that you're posting on social media, make sure it's your own. Do not be posting other people's stuff on social media.
Cubale familia. Hey, Wolfie's back today to talk about what's on the menu for the next couple days. Are you ready, Wolfie?
Yes, sir.
All right, so tell us what we have for lunch today.
We've got some cheeseburgers with house-made teriyaki meatballs and rice, cheesy garlic bread, house-made marinara, pizza, salads, and sandwiches.
I bet I know what you're thinking.
What?
I bet you wish those cheeseburgers had bacon.
Uh-huh.
And a little what?
Avocado.
All right, I feel you. But what about on Friday? What's for breakfast?
We got egg and cheese biscuit sandwich, cinnamon roll, yogurt with house-made granola.
Right on. And what's for lunch on Friday?
House-made vegetarian nachos.
Okay.
House-made chili cheese dogs, chicken and waffles, pizza, salads, and sandwiches.
All right, Wolfie. Well, have a great weekend.
You too. Peace out, people.
Our dad joke of the day is this. What did one hat say to another? You stay here. I'll go on ahead. Yeah. This is the Thursday thumbnail from Nathaniel Gonzalez in 6th grade. Look at those cool images on there, man. We got Mr. V's Bitmoji doing a little breakdancing. We got a little some Woofy, some other Bitmojis, and some highlights about the dad joke, the Would You Rather, Wolf Grub, all some really good stuff. Thanks, Nathaniel.
And if you'll notice, I'm not asking what are you going to do, but who are you going to be? I'm asking you about how you plan to live your life every day. How are you going to respond when you don't get that job you had your heart set on? For all of you who are going to be teachers, what are you going to do if the students in your class next year just don't respond to your lessons? For all of you going into business, how will you react when your boss gives you a goal that feels way too high? See, these are the moments that define us. Not the day you get the promotion, not the day you win Teacher of the Year, but the times that force you to claw and scratch and fight just to get through the day. The moments when you get knocked down and you're wondering whether it's even worth it to get back up. See, those are the times when you've got to ask yourself, who am I going to be? And I want to be clear, this isn't just some vague platitude about building character. In recent years, we've actually been seeing a growing body of research that shows that skills like resilience and conscientiousness can be just as important to your success as your test scores or even your IQ. For instance, West Point cadets who scored high on things like grit and determination were more likely to complete basic training than those who ranked high on things like class rank, SAT scores, and physical fitness. So what we're seeing is that if you're willing to dig deep, if you're willing to pick yourself up when you fall, if you're willing to work until your weaknesses become your strengths, then you'll develop a set of skills that you can mold and apply to any situation you encounter, any job you might have, any crisis you might confront. But you got to make that choice. And let me just share just a little secret before I end. As someone who has hired and managed hundreds of young people over the course of my career, whether it was during my time as a lawyer, as an administrator, as a university, a nonprofit manager, even now as First Lady, I have never once asked someone I was interviewing to explain a test score or a grade in a class. Never. I have never once made a hire just because someone went to an Ivy League school instead of a state school. Never. What I have looked for is what kind of person you are. Are you a hard worker? Are you reliable? Are you open to other viewpoints? Have you stepped outside of your own self-interest to serve others? Have you found a way to serve our country, whether in uniform or in your community? Again and again, I have seen that those are the qualities that I want on my team, because those are the qualities that move our businesses and schools and our entire country forward. And just understand this. Those are the qualities that you all already embody. They're the values you learned from your parents, from the communities you grew up in. And today, more than ever before, that's what the world needs.